Hello and welcome to another scene for Suburban Apples. Today's scene is titled, Can You Walk Away? And it is on that note that we find ourselves once again in beautiful, picturesque suburban New Hampshire, Brigham Fowl. It's late January and the snow is still there. New snowfall hasn't happened in a couple of days, so the streets are paved. There's that sort of buildup where snow was plowed off to the side. If there's buildup of snow around the sidewalk in front of houses, citations have been given. So there are areas that have been cleared out, and it's quiet. It's quiet because it's evening, and people are nervous after the New Year's Eve, the gruesome discovery on New Year's Eve. The people of Briggenfowl have sort of kept to themselves. Their neighboring city, which they regard with some suspicion, has actually had a mandatory curfew inflicted upon it. And while no curfew has been set in Briggenfowl itself, people still find themselves uneasy at night. And it's here where we begin with our three concerned Cathane gathered in the home of Marcia Mason. Red hair, all three of them.
Also a wolf.
Yes.
Also a wolf.
Who distinctly does not have red hair. The odd dog out.
The wolf occupies itself by sort of chewing on its leg to scratch an itch. A rather undignified action. But it's had a long life. And it's yeah. And so you find yourself there. The deadline for Joey's operation looming mere hours away.
Sorry.
Fine.
Tasha looks the adult in the review, though she's almost there. She's not an adult yet. She's like, are we gonna break in?
I mean,
is that a good idea?
I was just going to walk in the front door. People have a hard time saying no to me.
Sure, but they just were gonna fucking let us in. And if we're like, hey, here for an operation, what's good, my dudes?
Well, if I say, oh, I've got this poor, sweet child who's having some behavioral problems, and I just don't know what to do with him, and he came into my life very unexpectedly, and I just really would like to consult with a doctor who might be able to help me out.
They fixed that shit at the hospital?
Yeah. It's called medication, and she takes a really long drink. She's got like an entire bottle of Arbor Mist, and she just like chugs it for a second.
I thought you had to see a psychiatrist or some shit like that.
You can get medication like that from your general practice doctor.
Interesting.
I do it all the time.
And I mean, they were giving a lot of medicine to the kids in the building anyway, so...
Right. We could talk about the dangers of over-medication of this generation later.
And I don't think they're real doctors, so if I dangle a particular type of carrot, it won't really matter what they want to do for like a real child's problem. They'll
Sure.
just be like, oh, we've been looking for this asshole. Check it out. No offense. She pats Patrick on the head.
The other problem is if they know him, or maybe they know me. I don't know. When we were rescuing that other one in the truck, one of them was like, "Oh, recognize me," and I was like, "The fuck?" And I just kind of left. I was like shadowy. I was just like, "Okay, time to fuck off."
Yes, I'm gonna walk in. You two are not going to just walk in.
Okay.
I was also thinking. Thinking on the idea, we have all this information. The stuff's bad, right?
Yeah, real fucking bad. Well,
Yeah.
I have information that looks like they're covering up real fucking bad things.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, what if we? I mean, what is it like pulling the rug out from under them? What if we showed everyone what was going on?
I think that's kind of the plan, but we need right now
Proof?
what we have is a lot of hearsay, and we need proof. So we're gonna go get proof, at least
And
enough
also save Joey.
to know Joey's parents,
Mm-hmm.
so that they might take at least a few more days to think about whether this is the institute that they really want to send their child to. And I'm pretty good at talking people into and out of that kind of thing. But we need something. We can't just say, "Oh, I've heard." We need to know something. Someone knows something. And we're going to find it.
Well, we know something.
Yes, but we can't prove it. And adults are English about this sort of stuff. Unfortunately.
He sort of gives that sort of frown on that. And he sort of gives like a very almost sort of distracted look over at Nana for a moment, and there's a frown. It's been odd since a few days ago. He hasn't been like, it's not that he hasn't been like his joyous self or anything like that, but there's been like real momentary prone moments of like, staring off into space before coming back to some reality, as though caught up in some dark thoughts.
He's becoming a teenager.
No.
Boy, a marble notebook.
Crawling.
Yeah, I should have mentioned also that when Tasha looks to Marcia, she's baffled because this is literally the only time that any youth in this game has ever deferred to her judgment about anything. And she's just like, me? Plan? What?
Being an adult, you know how things work.
I just follow that kid around and try to make sure he doesn't die.
See, Tasha hasn't learned that adults don't actually know what they're doing. It takes going actually into the adult world to realize nobody knows what the fuck they're doing.
True.
Accurate. Whatever we do, we should do it soon. Because we don't have a lot of time, and the clock is running out. Patrick?
Oh, sorry.
No, you're good. Are you cool? Do you need?
Yeah, I'm fine.
A hug
It'll be great. It'll be an adventure.
Okay. Do kids like hugs anymore? Is that a thing? She's looking. Between...
Fuck if I know.
He just goes up and gives her a big hug.
Oh, she's actually a little touched by that.
Yeah.
She leaves a note for Human Todd that she's taking the kids to, I don't know, somewhere.
What kids?
Just in case he pops in. I don't know if he's in town right now. But he sometimes is. Yeah, let's at the very least, let's get moving in some direction. We can change course as we go, but we know where Mr. Smee is probably. I'm pretty sure I know who Hook is.
Wait, who's Smee?
Oh, did I not tell you about that? Am I metagaming right now?
I don't know.
I think I realized it in character.
You realized it in character. Patrick did not.
Okay.
The fuck is Smee?
There's an ice cream shop down the road from here, and he works there. It's an interesting choice for a grown man.
Was Smee? Oh, no wonder. He looked familiar.
Wasn't Smee one of the bad guys, or am I remembering this wrong?
He's
This is Tasha.
he's arguably a bad guy. I think we could probably talk him around to some stuff, but he also, I think, is a little bit right on Hook's dick a little bit. He's just right in there.
Sure.
She
forearm deep.
She puts her hands over Patrick's ears.
Did she do that after she says on his dick?
He's like sort of right up there, you know. Just for a second, because she knows he won't tolerate it for very long.
He is rubbing it, running, and saying, "Hey,
he's fucking balls deep." Got it.
Just forearm deep, just with that hook. Just
it's a 3-knuckler.
They're just, you know.
If he had knuckles.
Don't send me down this tangent. I go down it, and I come to the fisting options. Anyway. Out of character. Yeah, so she piles them into her.
Well, the hook's detachable, you know.
Yeah.
All sorts of things.
There's a lot of options. Sweet Lord.
I read a Once Upon a Time fanfic once.
Yes.
Oh, I believe that. I've read a lot of them, and sometimes I'm like, y'all. Like, just fanfic in general. I'm like,
well, yes.
I get it, because I'm just as thirsty, but sometimes I'm like, guys.
Can you chill?
We need to talk. I'm worried about you. How old were you when you wrote this? It's important.
Yep.
Anyway. Yeah, so she piles them into her Escalade or whatever it is she drives, and heads in the general direction of the Ronald McDonald Children's Wellness Center. Ronald Reagan Children's Wellness Center.
They both met Gorbachev, but one is distinctly more banal than the other.
And okay, so out of character, the dreaming, the thing that I have, the like magic knife that I have, is that like a functional physical space thing, or is that like it? Okay, that's what I thought. She looks at. This is probably a really bad idea, but narratively, I think it could be super fucking cool. I'm gonna do it anyway. She looks at Patrick in the rearview mirror, and she said, whether at like a stoplight or whatever, stop sign or something, and she kind of turns around and she says, "Remember those tricks I taught you with the knife?"
Mm-hmm.
And she takes a bread knife, like a long ass bread knife, like serrated teeth, shinier than your usual bread knife, a little more fancy,
sterling silver.
Yes, a very nice one. And she says,
I should imagine Patrick does have his sword with him, so.
Where the fuck were you keeping that?
In her coat pocket.
Lander logic, don't worry about it.
No, it was I was saying that in character to add to the
she just winks at Tasha. It's in her coat pocket. She's got very deep pockets, just like financially and physically. She turns and she offers it, you know, she's like holding it kind of carefully from the blade side on the not serrated side, and holds the handle out to
Patrick's looking at it. Yeah.
And just says, if you need to get out of there in a pinch, you may want to use this.
He sort of shrugs and says, "I got other ways I can get out of things." He pulls out one of the marbles.
Okay, she hands it to Tasha then.
oh God, what do I? Sure, yeah.
I am uncomfortable taking children into a situation where they may not be able to defend themselves.
Yeah, no, I'll take this. I don't know where the fuck to put it. She puts it like next to her gun on her belt.
Actually, Carol, do you mind if I make a perception kenning on the blade to see if there's a similarity in certain aspects with his sword?
Sure.
Okay.
What's she gonna say? No.
I mean, you never know.
That's true. That's fair.
You perceive nothing.
Nothing. Good day, sir. 3 successes.
Excellent. You notice that both your knife and her knife have
You mean my sword and her knife?
Yeah.
His baby sword. No, I'm just kidding.
What?
They both have that chimerical treasure property to them, of course. The sword, like, sorry. There are different magics inlaid through them. There's a certain sort of a dreamlike quality to the bread knife, while a more of a, I'm trying to think of a word for it, but instead it's just like your sword feels as though it will point you in the right direction and open doors for you.
Okay. Sort of looks at that, and he sort of takes out his own sword, and he's like looking at it now, and like with some curious fascination, like looking at it, trying to glean something out of it.
Okay. Well, at least Patrick is occupied.
Yep.
Unexpected silver lining. I mean, I guess we just go to, unless y'all have a better plan for what we should do about the situation. I guess, like, are we going to go to the newspaper and be like, we got to bust this story wide open?
Yeah, no, news. Who the fuck reads a newspaper anymore?
Right?
I have better luck saying it on my live stream, like.
Yes.
Yeah.
Who reads the newspaper, indeed?
But quick question. Patrick, are you and I going to be using like just mundane stealth, or should I be magicking us to be slightly more stealthy, or did you have another idea?
Oh, you can do stuff to make us more stealthy?
For
That's
the love
awesome.
of God, do that stuff. Marcia says.
Cool, awesome. Yeah, I can. I mean, I can sometimes do it. Sometimes it doesn't like to work, but like, we're gonna fucking find out.
I've watched him fall off a second-story drain pipe. Or out of a tree or something.
I don't know if I can
do that a lot.
stop that from happening.
I don't
think that's what this art does, but I don't know. I don't fucking know.
I just want them not to hear it if it happens.
I don't think that's how this art works, but okay.
That's okay. We'll figure it out. So she's actually going to let you guys out like a little ways down the street.
Mm-hmm.
Just because she doesn't want anyone to even see you like get out of her car, basically. Mm-hmm. And she's gonna try to draw attention like she does, walking into this place. So however far y'all want to be left back or wherever you want to be dropped off.
Oh, this place is fine. This is where I was last time when I decided to fly in.
Okay, we will leave you at the flying point then. And let's
quick question though, how do we know where to find you once we're like inside? / how do we know where to go once we're inside?
I would start at the back and work toward the front. You'll probably be able to hear me. But
oh, I mean, it's a big tall building too. There's like 3 stories to it.
Let's say,
can you like text me?
Yes.
Where you're going once you get in?
I forgot that you had a phone.
I do. It's just, she holds up like a freaking like one of those iPhone 4s or some shit like that. It's old, but it works.
Okay. Yeah. So we change phone numbers. And she's gonna put you on her Find My iPhone too, if she can. Or the like one of those family tracker apps, because she's probably got one at this point. She probably fucking microchipped Patrick when he was she would. But also I think,
Jack Peter Pan.
I think we should agree to meet. Like if you don't hear from me, I'll check in with you in 30 minutes and we'll see where we're at. And then we can do like every 30 minutes after that. And if you don't hear from me at one of those check-in times, give it another 5 and then bounce.
Leave you.
I'm a grown-ass woman, Mercy says.
I mean, yeah, but I don't fucking know what these people can do. They got freaking.
She texts you another phone number and she says, "That's my husband Todd. He'll know what to do if something happens to me, and he won't be very happy. And he's a little scary when he's not happy. Not as scary as me, but you know."
Okay, sure.
Marcia is such a fucking weirdo. I'm sorry.
No, it's cool. I love it.
Or you can call Killer Mike and Jamie.
Yeah.
But I would start with Todd. Well, maybe start with them first because they kind of know what's going on. And Todd's sort of a human man. Todd Human, my husband.
Human Todd.
I'm Marcia Mason Humanman. So, yeah, so she lets them out. And we can split the scene however y'all feel like doing.
Patrick hasn't been like completely listening. He's actually been like once out, he's like been pointing his sword in like certain directions and stuff, like though trying to get something to work. But he's not quite sure how to do anything with it, so he's been like, waving around like some kind of magic wand in the alleyway.
As you like wave it around, have you ever waved something in front of like a strong magnet?
Yeah.
You get that sort of like pool of but it's up. That's the direction where everything else is just nah.
And he's pointing it up, and he's like adjusting because I'm certain there's a certain way he has to point it, and it's that strong tug. It's not ripping him off the ground, of course, I know, but it's like that. He finds that point where it's the strongest, and he's like looking at it. I don't know if it's a clear night sky or anything at the moment, but
it is. It's a very cold, clear winter's night.
Nah, I see what's happening. Sorry.
And he's looking at the sky patterns, and he goes, second to the right.
You okay, kid?
I know how to get to Neverland.
Cool, awesome. Is that gonna help us save Joey?
I don't know.
Cool.
Cool. Good. I love Tasha.
Great. What's happening? I don't know.
What's it gonna help Joey? I don't know.
I'm 10.
Somewhere Marcia is just squinting like this was a mistake.
I do think that curiosity needs to keep me from going there. So
okay,
let's
roll it.
Well, willpower. Let's see. Otherwise, I'll be right back.
It takes off like a fucking rocket.
Oh no.
Did you fail?
I did fail.
Uh-oh.
Well, tell me what you do.
So, Patrick, like on that impulse, like sees the sword for a moment, and then starts climbing the drain pipe.
Kid, the fuck are you doing?
I'll be back.
What? No! I'm gonna start climbing after him. Fucking responsible for you. Don't you die on me.
I'm not gonna die. I'm just gonna check out Neverland for a moment.
What the fuck does that mean?
Second to the right, straight on till morning.
What? You're not gonna fucking go off and fly.
Of course I am.
No! I'm trying to climb after him.
As Marcy is like, what the heck's happening?
Oh, she's gone.
She's gone.
She's driven away. She's gonna text 30 minutes from now and be like, we cool? And not hear anything and just be like, what the fuck happened? You come back and find out the Ronald Reagan Children's Wellness Center has been burnt to the fucking ground.
There you are. Where the fuck are the kids?
We needed kindling. Kids kindling. It seemed like kismet.
Kindergarten bling.
Well, I mean, you can come with me. It's all good. I know how to get
save
there.
Joey. We don't have much time.
It's like, I'm sure there's plenty of time. You've got a few hours. It's just a quick look.
Okay, from what I remember from the movie, you fucking fly there, you leave your old home behind, you don't come back for a while until, the other people are grown. I think that sounds like a really bad idea.
I mean, it's just going to be quick.
That's not. I don't think time works the same way where you think you're going. If it even fucking exists.
Well, if it doesn't, that'd be awesome. I mean, what if I'm there for like, years, and then when I come back, it's only been 5 minutes?
I mean, what if it's the other way around?
That will be fine.
No, we won't.
The most reluctant lost child.
Nana sort of like sidles up a bit and just
looking at the things. So long, Nana. Then there's a smile in your no.
she lets out like a weary bark of like no to Tasha, like you're not going.
I fucking know. I'm not gonna let him go and die or some shit.
She stretches out, and she's a very big fuck off wolf, and just sort of grabs him by like the back of his shirt and just kind of lets her paws bring them both down to the ground.
Good dog.
Patrick's trying to protest, but when she does grab him, there's the moment he's like, ugh.
Yes.
And he does not look good.
No.
There's a very it's already cold. He's probably looks pretty pale. Maybe there's that rosiness of like, cold cheeks and stuff, but now it's a very like sick look on his face as he's being like pulled down.
Yeah, the dog will do that to you.
Oh, I don't feel so good.
It'll be fine.
She just fucking drugged him into not going to Neverland.
I didn't do it.
Yes, it might take a little while before he gets his enthusiasm back, and who knows, maybe that'll distract him going other places.
Tasha will take his hand to make sure he doesn't collapse or anything. And start. How long does this last? Does this say how long it lasts? Your luck casts the subtle use of this power over it uses. Yeah, it doesn't say how long Creeping Shadows lasts. So.
I think it's. I mean, they don't even have like an activation roll as the amount. I think it's like the scene.
So there you go.
Cool.
Unless otherwise specified, it's a scene. So
yeah, because the amount of successes determines how many reductions we get on the stealth difficulty rather than the duration. Gotcha. So as they're walking, and now that Patrick's sort of pliant, what's a thing she can do? Yeah, she wouldn't do this when Patrick was like fully aware, but she'll take out her lighter and flip it on off real fast, sort of flicker it, and do that thing where you wet one of your fingers and kind of pass it through the flame as her bunk for Creeping Shadows.
Okay, that's a 2.
His shadow is actually making like every time you flick it on and off and stuff, it's like doing a new pose. Okay,
hold on. 2, so that's 6, I think, is how that works. Okay, cool. It's not prop because no. Hey, 4 successes!
Yay!
The dips are dropped by 4 for yes.
Oh, geez. So that's technically
Did you
like
cast it on Patrick or on both of you, or
oh yeah, and then it would be an increased 1 difficulty, but it's a 9, an 8, a 10, and a 10, so it doesn't matter.
Okay. Yep. So we're all of us in Nana. Perfect.
Yes.
Cool.
Nana would be a lot harder.
Yeah, Nana's gonna be fine.
Yeah,
Nana's fine. She's got something else going for her. Oh God, but that's like standard diff is 6, so that means it's like diff 2.
As you cast Creeping Shadows,
I'm sure it can only be 3, right?
Yeah, I mean that's fine. 3, like 3 6 for both of you.
Right, because you can't get you can't reduce the difficulty lower than diff 3, right?
I think so.
No, that's only L1.
Oh, sweet. So it is diff 2. Amazing.
Yeah, no, you're fine. This is a troop game. You're supposed to be magical. Why Patrick's always leaping off shit. So anyways, actually, it should have been diff 5 because you started 7, not
it's
so.
It's been a second.
Yeah, again, that's a Elwad thing. Like, so anyways, as you cast it, what happens with Patrick is that shadow that was dancing, it starts to grow, and this like it moves up the wall and over in sort of like a diving motion, and the lights just seem to, they exist around you, but they don't hit you anymore.
We gotta be sneaky, Tasha says, not realizing that Patrick's not gonna get the reference.
He's like being, I mean, he's still like, looking fairly sick. He's not quite entirely sure what's happening. He actually sort of looks over at Nana for a moment, and he's like looking at her. It's like, sorry what she did to you.
That wasn't. I don't think that was me, kid. I think that was.
No, I'm not. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking to Jane.
Oh, I forgot about that shit.
Can Jane hear you?
Yeah, she's right there. It said Patrick says, pointing right at Nana.
Shit. Hi. I didn't know. I didn't know your name was Jane.
The dog just sort of looks for a moment as though like it's hearing a name that it hasn't heard in a very long time. Its head tilts. And then it gives like a slow, like low, like and she gives a look to Tasha and then to Patrick and just sort of and then walks off. Not off, like away from you, just
yeah, like continuing.
Yeah. If you want to explain, you can.
Well, I don't know if Patrick's going to explain much yet unless she prods him, but
This little stand is fucking crazy, but so is everything else.
Yeah.
We sneak.
We sneak. Sneaky.
All right. So I'm gonna quick cut scene to Marcia. As you pull up to the Ronald Reagan's Children's Wellness Center, it has one of those like parking facilities. It's about like 2 stories and a rooftop sort of parking. It's evening, so there's really plenty of locations where you could park. Most people aren't there for visiting, like visiting hours are over. But yes. What do you do?
So she parks her car and she takes off her sunglasses and she takes a second. She like pulls down the visor, the sun visor in her car, and like opens the mirror and looks at herself for a second, and she kind of like she like works up like a little bit of a like she like trying to make her eyes a little bit misty. She's got like eye drops in her purse and kind of like does that whole shtick and kind of like pinches her cheeks a little bit to make her face look a little red. And luckily it is cold out, so she can like pull the thing where she like leaves her eyes open a little bit longer so they start to sting and stuff. And she makes her way to the front doors of the Ronald Reagan Wellness Center with like her bag and her purse and stuff, and trying to look like upset a little bit, kind of like, and she pushes the door open to try and see like what the lobby area looks like. See, like she wants to see if the front door is even unlocked, like if she can even get into the building first.
You can get in. There's the lobby. There's a nurse on staff at the front desk. But as a side note, as because this is happening concurrent with what just happened there, there's this moment, briefly, where you feel a sense of like maternal protectiveness sort of like overwhelm you for a moment. And while other mothers may be like, oh, my baby, it just sort of fills you with a little burst of raw anger.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Somebody has hurt your boy. But it passes. It ebbs pretty fairly quickly. But there's that little initial like.
Great. So that actually probably works out in her favor and makes her look even more like unsettled as she walks in with her usual flair for the dramatic. So she shakes that off a little bit, and she's kind of gritting her teeth some and trying not to like. She may even pause for a second at the door and kind of like look over her shoulder a little bit, but I would imagine that she shakes it off as her being, like she may think she's imagining it, because she's not really experienced a lot of that before. So she opens the door and wrenches it open and stalks in and looks to the nurse on staff, and she walks over and says, I know it's terribly late, but I just really was hoping I could maybe talk to someone and see if anyone here could help my boy. Well, he's not my boy, but I'm responsible for him as if he was, and you know how they can be.
The nurse looks up from her Sudoku puzzle and sort of stares at you for a moment and gives a couple of blinks. I'm sorry, you have a... And she looks over the counter. Your boy? Where, he's not with you?
No, I needed to talk to the doctor privately. I didn't want him to cause a scene.
Well, what is the, and she's pausing for another moment. I'm sorry, what is the nature of your boy's problems? She says as she,
Are you feeling well, dear? You don't look very good, she says, passive-aggressively.
Oh, you know how it is, night shift. It's so disorienting. Please.
Is there a water fountain or something? Can I just... Do you have a restroom that I just need to collect myself for a second?
She takes like a moment to respond. Yes. If you just go to the left, there's a restroom there where you can freshen up. If you could give me a name and I'll go ahead and start some paperwork for you.
Ramona Peabody. And she swans away to in the direction of the restroom. And if there are any doors that look like they go anywhere, when this woman is not looking, I want to try to get through one of them.
Roll me a perception alertness.
Great. This is gonna be good. Let's see if I can remember how to do this. Perception. So it is R. Yeah. Many successes.
Let's see. Nice. Wow.
4 9s? Jesus.
A print just explodes Marcia's brain.
You notice that she's
She finds a badge on the floor.
Right. I mean, she notices that the nurse has actually turned her back to her.
Okay.
And is looking down.
This feels like a trap. Let's do it. She looks at the nurse for a second. Can I roll? Is there something I can roll? I don't know anything about face shit, though, is the thing.
Perception Kenny might still get you something.
Mhm.
Or Greymare.
Greymare, that's cute. Well, I guess I do have one.
Perception Greymare would probably be the one.
Okay. Let's try it, I guess. Watch this be like all ones.
Well, luckily ones don't take away from tens.
Okay.
But it is one. It's a success, and so it does feel a little deliberate that she's not looking at you. But aside from that being strange, you're not picking up a whole lot.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, I'll just like be on the lookout, I guess, and go where I was going to go before, which is just back down a hallway to try to find. I'm looking for the office of, what is his name? Dr.
Kanja.
Kanja, yes. The one that I had determined is probably Hook.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, so I let myself back there and I just try to look around and see if there's anybody there.
As you're sort of meandering through the halls on the first floor, this is the offices. Roll me a perception alertness.
I just realized I should have said I take my shoes off. Oh, I just checked how many it is. Sorry. I keep forgetting what my numbers are. Hey.
Dang.
She's freaked out. She's in Mama Bear mode, or I guess Mama Croc mode.
The watch does start ticking rather loudly.
I mean, it's always ticking rather loudly.
The Mama dial, if you will.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
What you see as you look down is, offices are to the right. There's a couple of like little check-in rooms to the left. And there's on the side, it tells you that Dr. Kanja is about 5 rooms down the hall.
I walk very carefully in that direction.
All right.
And I put the pocket watch in my hand.
The halls are
and
fairly...
I click. Sorry.
Okay.
I was gonna say I open it. Like I open the face so that the ticking is louder.
That's nice. As you move down, you find yourself in front of a door, and it says Dr. J.A. Kanja, and underneath is a little sign that says the doctor is in.
I listen at the door for a second, and I am like holding the watch still in my hand, try to see if I can hear him moving around in there.
Okay. Give me one more perception alertness.
Okay. This seems like a bad idea, you guys.
It's fine. You're fine.
Well, yeah, I mean, because you press your ear against, you hear strawberries. Fascinating.
Okay, great. So she listens for a second to the tick of the pocket watch, and then she knocks at the same meter as the pocket watch.
That?
Yeah.
All right.
And what are my... Can I cast naming on myself?
Mm-hmm. You could also cast your winter thing on yourself.
Yes. I want to cast the brain guy.
The brain guy?
She wants second level ability to keep herself from being like mind control and stuff.
So it'll be
because
Winter and Faye.
Acting weird. Sorry.
That's good. Winter and Faye.
Mm-hmm. Are you bunking, or is the tap the bunk?
Um, I'm not good at magics. I don't think Marcia is very good at magics either, to be total.
Mhm.
It's been a long time since she had to do it. So she, I don't know. I don't know how to bunk for that.
Well, how do you make yourself more confident?
I don't.
How does Marcia make herself more
You do
confident?
the Wonder Woman pose.
Yeah,
We know
so
this.
underneath her breath, she says, "You can do this. Pull the teeth out of at least 30 adult men." And like gives herself it's like a pep talk that you'd see someone giving themselves in like a secret deodorant commercial in like a lady's bathroom, but she's talking about like terrible things that she's done to living creatures, specifically people.
Especially the gruesome stuff she's done.
Yeah, and then knocks that way that I mentioned.
And you hear, as you knock, you hear, "Come in."
And what's the difficulty reduction on her bunk?
Oh, right.
I forgot about that.
Difficulty, we'll give it a 2.
So diff 6 to roll.
Not bad.
Yep, that is
2.
2
3.
success.
Oh, 2? Yeah, I didn't say
Yeah,
1.
2. So I think that's an hour
Okay.
Great.
because it's weird with that particular one.
Mm-hmm.
That or a scene. I don't know. I'll look it up and figure it out.
So she opens the door, like slowly, and she looks still a little like flustered from her little act out, which I guess she fucking didn't even need to do. It seems like, and she pokes her head in and she says, "Dr. Kanja?"
Please,
And
come in.
she still has the pocket watch in her hand for a second, and she says, "I'm sorry to bother you." And she looks specifically at it, and then she says, "I know it's late." And she clicks it shut and puts her hand with it in her pocket. Oh, good Lord. I'm so terrified right now. I just looked up and saw you like that. She steps in. She does not close the door behind her. I mean, like she doesn't like leave it gaping open, but she leaves it cracked. And she says, "I've got a little problem that I was hoping your center could help me with. I hear that you do wonderful work with troubled children."
We do phenomenal work. Please, have a seat.
Do I get any like vibes?
I mean, whatever vibes you're naturally feeling right now.
Bad ones. She sits in the chair closest to the door.
Mm-hmm.
And as subtly as she can, because she is definitely probably wearing heels because she's Marcia, she takes off her shoes under the desk where he can't see her do it, just in case. Mm-hmm. She's not gonna run in those. I apologize for coming after hours, but I finally reached my wit's end earlier this evening, and I didn't know what else to do, and I didn't want to leave it until morning, so you sure are headed toward burning the midnight oil, aren't you? It's nice to see a doctor who's so dedicated to his work.
Yes.
And she smiles with all of her teeth.
I'm afraid the job never sleeps. Now, I'm sorry, what did you say your name was?
Ramona Peabody. I live in the neighborhood up the street here in Briggenfell. You know it. And she describes Vince's house or another house in the neighborhood, you know, like one of her book club members' homes.
Fascinating. And he pulls out a pen. He writes down something. So, Miss Peabody, please tell me about your child.
Well, he's not mine. you see, my sister couldn't cope, and since my husband and I are better off than she is, we thought maybe with more structure at a better school, but nothing has worked. And he's still acting out, and he won't get his head out of the clouds, and he talks all of this nonsense all the time. And we've tried school therapists and we've tried children's therapists, but they're all too soft. I think he needs a firmer hand.
Well, here we can definitely offer a firmer hand. As a matter of fact, we can offer many services that will ensure your ward grows up to be a productive member of society. Someone who can contribute to their community as opposed to drain from it. After all, the world demands much of its people.
Blinks her eyes a little bit, looks up into the light to make sure that they're like remaining misty.
Mm-hmm.
And she says, "You don't know how much peace of mind that brings me, because I just feel like I'm really on the hook for this one, you know?" And she like,
Of course, Miss Mason, I understand completely. I'm sorry, Miss Peabody.
She looks at him for a second and she smiles. And she says, "Foreplay's over already."
I think there's plenty of play left to be had. After all, the boy in your company is a fan of play.
This is an understatement. Oh, but he does keep me young.
Yes. He does until he doesn't. I've seen the story plenty of times, Miss Mason. He comes through lives like a hot knife, cutting away, making a place for himself. And at first it's whimsy, delight, and then come the tears. Then come those lost in his pages. Do you think you're special?
Well, not because of him.
Well, that's a unique answer. And he writes something down. Usually, he surrounds himself with the young who are trying to fill positions within his tale. I'm his Wendy. I'm his John. I'm his Toodles. All these absurd childhood nicknames. But all they are, like those names mentioned, are a passing fancy for the boy.
Yes. Because that's what children do.
Children, Miss Mason,
Mm-hmm.
grow up.
Mm-hmm.
What this is a beast. The eternal child. A creature who can no more care about you than any other temporary mayfly in his path. He will chew you up. He will spit you out, but not before filling your head with the ridiculous notion that somehow you were special.
Well, first of all, you clearly haven't spent time with a lot of toddlers, because all children are beastly, and I don't think we should punish one who just happens to be a little stuck. And secondly, there's nobody who's better at chewing up and spitting out than I am. And she smiles again with all of her teeth.
Yes, but look what he's caressing.
Oh, I'm aware. She sees.
Well,
So
how long do you think it'll be before he comes after you?
do I get remind me out of character because I can't remember.
Mm-hmm.
The hook he has is iron, right?
It is.
Okay.
Cold iron.
Yes. What was your last thing you said, Kayla?
I don't remember.
How long do you think before he
how long do you think before he comes for you?
Oh. What, like to rescue me?
He does love a good adventure.
Well, yes, but that would require me to be a damsel in distress, and the only distress that I care for is a good distressed Jean. Is there anything, so like in a lot of like physicians' offices and doctors' offices and stuff, they have like awards or whatever around, like little statuaries and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything like that in here?
There's diplomas that who knows if they're real. Various certifications, a few awards, from whatever medical practices for his.
How does the thing work with winter where I can freeze stuff?
That is basically that is
Why did you roll that many dice? That's too many dice. You don't need that many dice. No one needs that many dice.
This is I don't know if she'd even have time to queue up a text, frankly.
Well, all those dice, you hear the door behind you close. And Hook smiles at you. And now we're going to pan real quick to Tasha and Patrick.
Page
Cool.
231 for you to look up, just for your reference there, Rebecca.
I don't have the book.
Oh, you don't have the book. Well,
I mean, it's somewhere, but I don't know where it is. But that's okay. Don't worry about it.
Sending a text is a free action. So if you're sending off a text, you can do it like under the table.
2 letters, lowercase, go.
Cool. I'm assuming this is happening before we get that text. We're sneaking up to the hospital.
Mm-hmm. As your phone goes off, there's a text. 2 letters. Go.
Cool. Where do I have any powers? What are my powers? Excuse me. Excuse me. I don't think I have anything that can help here. I want to know, where do I think Joey would be at? Probably like a inpatient's room, right?
Yeah. You did some research on the facility, right?
Sure.
Okay.
Of course I did. I have a computer.
Okay. Medical practices like surgeries and whatnot happen on the 2nd floor. 3rd floor is where long-term patients stay.
Okay.
And 1st floor is offices.
Cool. I'm gonna look up at the 2nd floor and turn to Patrick and be like, "We got to get up there. Do you have any idea how we could possibly do that?"
We could fly.
Hell yeah.
All right, he says as he holds out his hands to you for you to grab him.
Yeah, she'll take his hands.
All right, and it's that thing where they like grab hands and you start spinning and spinning and spinning until like you're like on your heels, for lack of a better term.
Mm-hmm.
And they're doing this as far as things. All right, on 3, let go.
Sure.
3. As they go, like, flying off, and that's the bunk for.
I'll give that a 3.
Okay. See how well this goes.
She just goes, "Wait, what?" And then he just instantly says 3.
What? That's too many dice. No one has that many dice. Oh.
You don't need that many dice.
That's what you think. So let's see. So diff 5. We're flying. Sorry. I just gotta make sure I have all the dice. Oh, it didn't. I didn't. I did not do that right. I forgot the roll. Go figure. It's not like this is a stressful situation. Okay. I need to see how long that means it's lasting. 2 successes is. That is not it. That's for the next 5 minutes.
All right. So is it on both of you, or
Yep.
just her? Okay, then yes. It does not take 5 minutes to fly to the 2nd floor of a building.
Yeah.
So-
Cool. Try to find a window that looks dark.
There's plenty of those. It's the evening.
Cool. Well, okay, yeah. I mean, fair, but like,
try to find the one that Joey's in.
yeah.
There
Okay. Try to find a window that's dark and try and I mean, it's probably not going to be open. So taking out a little multi-tool, trying to get in.
Okay, Dex larceny.
Nimble fingers.
Yes.
5 successes.
Woo! The windows is like as if it's scared of your fucking utility knife.
It's like Jesus.
Yeah.
Overkill.
Well, turn to Patrick and put a finger over her lips and silently crawl in the room.
Yep. As they slip in like literal shadows.
Yep.
All right, and taking a quick look. Is this the room Joey's in, or is this like a storage closet or something?
No, you find yourself in an empty hospital room. There's nobody in either of the beds in this particular room.
All right. Guess we just gotta search.
All right. Let's well, we can cover more ground if we split up.
That's a horrible idea.
I know, but it'd be fun.
No, you don't have a phone. I don't know how to find you if I lose you.
All right, just follow me then. He says as he
Sure.
Let's put Inger the Red Cap.
as he opens the.
Look out the window at Nana and be like, "Stay."
Like Nana's kind of cringing away from the building, anyways.
Unless you hear me scream, in which case run. Get help. I don't know how much you understand me.
She goes back to chewing.
Cool. She'll be fine.
You are home. Anyway. So Patrick's going to peek his head out from the door, like open a crack and take a look to see if there's like people walking around.
There's the occasional like patient. They look kind of like faded, but they're sort of just walking steadily through the halls with their little IV bags, that sort of thing. There's they have nurses assisting them. You feel that sort of like cold pressure on you in the from the general vicinity, from all the nurses. As they pass by this room, because you're just looking out, right? You're not like
yeah, looking out for right now.
Yeah.
Luckily, we have amazing stealth. We're literally like shadows on the wall. That'll be interesting. And of course, Patrick, of course, is thinking like, it'll be easy, and he doesn't even realize the fact that other people might not be able to blend in like he can with like crowds of people. So he waits for like the next group going in a direction and just sort of slips in between them.
Try and stealth. I'll take a suit of armor or like a bush and you go along with
suit of armor in the fucking hospital.
grab an IV bag thing and start rolling it along.
He's doing his own theme music.
And hey, I mean, if you want us to roll, we're gonna
Yeah, Dex stealth.
dex stealth. Oh God, and
What's my
and it's a
stealth?
diff
Diff
2
2.
right now.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Don't botch, because that's the only way you fail. All right.
I have many successes.
They're not noticing shit.
Yeah.
Sorry, one moment. Roll.
And for Patrick, if you're looking for
Oh
Joey,
Jesus Christ!
Oh my God, Patrick!
Where is he?
Patrick who?
If nimble or quick applies, that's 10 successes.
Too many successes.
He has
Nobody needs
resolved.
that many successes. Well, apparently the guy against the guy with 11 dice.
You actually generally roll the darkness rolls. You don't need more than 8 successes, right?
sort of like,
It's like exceptional or whatever.
Patrick?
Patrick? He doesn't even exist. Who's Patrick? He's never existed. And this is nothing but a madcap hallucination.
A perception alertness to find the room Joey would be in.
Okay.
My best stat.
I think we're both not quite that great at it.
Hey, somehow I got 2.
Yay!
All right.
Why is
Wow.
Dice Roller being so nice? Why is it being so
Also
nice?
got
I don't
2.
like it. I don't like it. Stop being so nice.
So you guys are just kind of like pulling open the doors and like, no.
No one's paying any attention to these doors just opening up on their own or anything like that. That's normal. It's fine.
They all seem hyper focused on the tasks at hand.
Pay no attention to the shadow people walking around.
So, anyways, eventually you do find Joey, and he's just sort of sitting up and he's playing a little like handheld game, boy, whatever, in his hands. But he doesn't notice you come in.
Joey!
Oh, Patrick!
Hey, Joey! How you doing?
Are his parents in the room?
No, it's just him for the moment.
Oh shit! Why is his parents staying with him? What a bunch of assholes!
They're probably filling out paperwork. He's supposed to be getting surgery in an hour.
I mean, okay, fair. That's fair.
But anyways, they shaved me. As he like points to his legs.
May I? Isn't Patrick, before saying anything, starts touching. It's like, oh my God, that's so smooth.
He just kind of looks at the legs. He's like, yeah.
So anyway,
yeah.
Wait, change of plans. You're getting out of here.
Why?
Oh, yeah, no, this place is bad, Joey. They poison you. They do horrible things to people.
They're gonna make me walk.
So I don't know if you probably haven't. These doctors that keep telling you about all these miracle treatments that they've done on racehorses. Yeah, they tried it on dogs and it turned out horribly. I don't know what institutional review board thought this was a good idea, but there have been no human trials recorded, which is a bad sign. It's highly experimental, probably super, super, super not safe.
She says to a child.
Yes.
What?
They're gonna hurt you.
Well, they're gonna give me drugs so it won't hurt. I asked.
Yeah. Listen, Joey. I think it's gonna be. Maybe you don't know me as well, but Patrick can tell you they lied to you. They're not gonna make you walk. This isn't gonna help you.
No, they said it wouldn't. They showed me a video, and they said that when they put the stuff on the legs, that my legs will be stronger, and that I'll be able to walk again, and then I'll be able to run with you. Patrick, won't that be so cool?
What video?
Well, there's a video that they gave me and mom and my dad, we watched it, and they explained the whole procedure. It'll be fine.
Do you have the video?
No.
All right.
Well,
we watched it in the office, on the first floor.
Right.
In the doctor's office. I forget his name. Con something.
Kanja?
Yeah.
And it's like, Kanja's a bad man.
No,
He's a wicked, dark, and sinister man.
He's gonna make me walk again.
But he'll take your magic, Joey.
But I'll be able to walk again.
Why didn't you tell me you wanted to walk so badly?
I didn't really care until... Well, you know when we were all sledding? Everybody gets to go so fast on their own, and they just have to... There's always somebody who has to take care of me. I just want to be able to take care of myself. You know, that's the way responsible people do, Patrick. And one day I'm going to be an adult, and I'm going to have to be a responsible, contributing member of society.
But you can do that like you are now.
But you don't have to be that way right now, Joey.
And there's nothing. Listen, and she's gonna like kneel by his bed. I'm assuming he's in a bed.
Mm-hmm. Yes, he can't walk.
What?
I don't know if he was in a chair, if he was in his chair or what. Okay, anyway, she's gonna kneel by him and say, "It's really difficult when society is telling you something else, but there's nothing wrong with you. This is just." They tell you it makes you less than what you actually are, but that's not true. Mm. You're unique. You're amazing, Joey. You don't need to be able, if you think they're going to make you walk, you don't need to be able to. You can be just as great of a person if you can't walk. It's not a requirement.
We never would have built that Mount Mentos tower without you, Joey. You're the one who knew how to set everything up. Just because you couldn't lift it or anything like that, or move it to all well into place, didn't mean you didn't participate. That tower was you.
He looks like he's thinking for a moment, and then he looks at Tasha. Have you ever been unable to walk?
I can't say that I have, and I don't want to say that I know anything about what it's like for you, but I know what it's like to be so fucking scared that you can't move, to be completely paralyzed and completely helpless, and everything is screaming at you to do something, to fucking do anything, but you can't because you're so fucking terrified. And it's a horrible feeling.
You're welcome. Sorry.
So it's a horrible feeling. But that I have to, it fucking sucks, but I need to understand that just because I couldn't, not that I couldn't do what I needed to do, just because something happened to me, it doesn't make me any less of a person. I can do amazing things with my brain. And from what I hear from Patrick, you could also do some pretty fucking amazing things with your brain that don't require me to be able to go out and face my worst fears right now at this moment. It's a lot. It's a lot. And it's gotta be really hard for you because you're much younger. And I don't know if I'm fucking getting through to you, but it's...
He's got the, like, little trembling lip, and he's like, I don't want to be a burden to my friends. And he looks at Patrick pointedly as he says that.
You were never a burden, Joey. I was always happy to bring you along. I was always happy to have you. You've always been my friend, Joey. You were the first one I taught how to fly.
Are we going to fly again?
Of course we are. And maybe if you give me some time, maybe I can help you walk again. If that's really what you want, maybe I can do it. For now, do you want to fly? All right. Is there a window in his room?
Yes, there's a window in all the rooms.
Okay. Now, here's the important question. Is it barred?
Let's flip a coin. Call it.
Heads.
Odds or even.
Oh, sorry. Odds.
All right. It's not barred.
Not barred.
Nice.
All right. Then we're all going to fly, he says as he goes to the window and he pulls it open.
Patrick, I think we can get Joey out of here. We need to get some kind of proof that whatever's happening here is fucked up.
I'll get Joey out of here. You go figure something else out. I'll get Joey out of here. I'll get him safe.
Okay. Try and meet up with Marcia.
All right. And Patrick grabs, takes Joey's hands, and he goes, and he gives him a big hug as he lifts him up best he can, and he gets over to the window. All you have to do is just think some happy thoughts, Joey. All you need is some faith and trust. Oh yeah, and some pixie dust, he says as he goes there. It's like, but I'm a little out of that right now, actually. Maybe marble junk will do, he says as he pulls out one of the marbles and crushes it in his hand and turns into a powder and tosses it over them before tipping them both backwards out the window.
Okay. Due to the high banality of the place, I'm giving that a 4 instead of a 5 this time.
That's fine.
So don't kill him.
It's only the second story.
Yeah, that's fair.
Almost want to spend a willpower point, but I don't think you can do that with arts. So you know what? I will spend a willpower if you'll let me.
I mean, sure. It's an act of desperation.
Mm-hmm. Gotta get him out.
Oof.
Okay, so that's ooh. Well, one success thanks to the willpower. So that's a few rounds at least to get them flying out to a fair distance.
Okay. We're gonna cut real quick back to Marcia as she looks down the sunglasses of a dark and sinister man. As you take off, Joey lets out like a sort of woo.
Sorry.
I mean, he's a child. As I try to put costume pieces back on, but out of order. So putting a hook on is the last step you're supposed to do. Anyways. The little woohoo out the window. Well, it seems as though he's left you behind.
I came in here alone. He didn't leave me anywhere.
Tell yourself whatever you like, Miss Mason.
No, I'm telling you what I like. The truth. Passive aggression.
Just sort of gives a smile.
I can imagine you're a little too blind to see it.
And as he takes off his sunglasses and reveals those eyes so blue they're almost violet, as a little bit of red begins to creep in. Well, I hope you've been living your truth, Miss Marcia. Mason. I can't hear you when you whisper.
I'm sorry. What does my watch do again?
It resets time by 15 minutes, but anybody within a 3-foot radius is going to go back as well.
So if you start running and manage to get out away from 3 feet, that might work, but who knows?
The problem is that me personally has to leave.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, where were you 15 minutes ago? That's enough to at least get you running.
That's true. I don't know what to do. I know what I want to do. I don't know it.
But what do you want to do?
Tell us what you, just tell us what you want to do and we can.
Marcia is not especially self-serving.
Mm-hmm.
She hasn't been anyway. And she also, I don't know if she really understands what a threat this man actually is.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I really don't know if she contextually can grasp like how real in her life the danger is, because it feels like a fairy tale. Mm-hmm. And she's an adult and has
Plus you've turned off your emotions.
Yeah. So
I mean, you're not afraid of him at all.
She will what did he say to her? He said that she hopes that she's been living her truth.
Mm-hmm.
And she'll tilt her head and say, "Ma'am, it's my favorite season. I like things cold." And then she's going to cast a winter spell to try to freeze him, starting with his cold iron hook.
Oh, the hook cannot be affected.
Oh, right, that's right, because it's magic stuff. Anyway, whatever, she'll freeze his bod.
Freeze is bad. Okay. So
we do it with nitrogen. I was going to try to smash it, but I forgot that magic doesn't work on iron because I don't ever use magic in this game.
So,
it's going to be prop what for vampires? 3 or something? I think, right?
It's actor. It's actor for vampires.
For vampires? I thought they were prop.
because they're actor. They're some other sentient entity that is things. So that's where all the other supernaturals fall under.
Okay. Well, that's fun. I've always run them as prop because,
they're dead.
Dead. I'm going to tell you right now, guys, not great.
Well, how many successes did you get?
Depends what the difficulty was.
Well, you get it'd be like a 7.
None.
No successes.
Oh no. Is the magic just sort of?
She's not good at this.
Time to hit that watch.
How fun!
Over.
He says, and he goes, "My turn." And as he does, let me just go ahead and roll these dice real quick. 1, 2, 3.
Great. So great. So good. So good. 2 10s. Love that. Love that.
Well, that's all that counts because the ones take away the other stuff. But anyways, that's all it takes. As the room has been darker since the door closed, you notice that it grows even darker still as 2 6-foot-long shadow tentacles reach up and wrap themselves around you tightly.
Great. Love this. So are they physical? Like, I can feel them doing it?
You can feel yourself being crushed by shadowy tentacles.
How close is he to me?
Is what?
How close is he to me?
He's behind his desk. He hasn't really sat up or anything, or moved or anything. He's just, my turn. And
okay. So she is going to... Her emotions are turned off. I want her to try to push over the desk far enough that she can get her mouth near him.
Let me see what you're gonna have to do to struggle against these things. Super disciplines are so complicated because everything for changeling is just willpower. Okay, so let's see. Oh, hold on. I need to see something real quick.
Okay.
Okay. You need to roll to absorb because he's doing that. Crushing strength is doing 4 lethal damage per turn.
Okay. Great.
Oh, that's 8 damage. So yeah, roll not to be crushed to death. That would be what is it? Stamina, I believe. Right?
I think you need to roll that. Do that watch. Consequences be damned.
If I can get the watch out of my pocket, I will do it.
To see if you can reach the watch. Dex, athletics.
So am I rolling first to see if I don't get crushed?
If you're just going to like allow yourself to be crushed and reach for the watch, it's a Dex athletics. If you're going to wait a moment to see what happens, then you roll to see if you're not being crushed to death, because otherwise it's going to be constricting 8.
Hey, even if you die, if you manage to hit the watch at time resets, you remember dying, but you're alive.
That's fun. Okay, Dex and athletics.
Mm-hmm.
Feel free to spend willpower.
Oh, I forgot I could do that. Well, I'm fine. I mean, I'm not fine. So I reach for the watch.
Yeah, you clicking the watch is a free action. But you have to spend a glamour point to do so.
Okay.
Okay. So
15 minutes back.
Yes. You find yourself in front of Hook, but he looks at you and he's like, "Oh, I thought I heard ticking." And
she launches across the desk.
Hold on.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So the difficulty -3, 7, that's 4. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
He was tap dancing.
As 7 tentacles shoot up and wrap themselves around you.
I can do this all day. Hey, 15 minutes back, further back.
That's what, 7 times 4? No.
Oh God.
So that's a much bigger obstacle in her way. As it just sort of mangles and wraps around you.
I mean, you could unleash.
I don't know how to do that. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, basically you're like, hey, dreaming, help me. It's a Hail Mary. You could say like, I don't know if you want to say kill him, but you could be like, stop him or like freeze him. Basically, you like, you do a thing, you add nightmare die, you roll your glamour plus nightmare, is that right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Glamour plus nightmare, and you want to get successes more than 1, but lower than whatever your total score in that art is. Otherwise, you lose control of it, which could be fine.
Okay.
But
so she is.
What do you want to happen? Don't worry about what fucking art it is. Just tell me what you want to happen.
She wants to go for his throat, like she like basically at this particular instance, it's like kill or be killed. And I'm trying to play into the whole mantle of crocodile, where if it is just like that predatory flat, like her emotions are shut off, she's got this role she's supposed to play, like she's gonna go for the throat or the hand or whatever, you know. So that's she, because I can't do a whole lot else. I mean, I could try to freeze some stuff, but I'm also in shadow. But yeah.
Okay. We're going to go ahead and say maybe a metamorphosis because you're calling in to become a big fuck off giant crocodile, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Swallow
Okay.
the watch.
Do you
I
have
mean-
metamorphosis?
She doesn't, which means
Oh,
it'll be out of
that's
control.
even better.
That's fine. This is
Okay, so you're gonna
Oh,
roll
this will be fucking amazing.
your glamour +1. What's your
Okay.
permanent glamour score +1?
Okay. So not with the one that I spent. Gone. Just
Yeah,
the whole.
just the whole gamut.
Okay.
You can take an extra nightmare dice if you'd like. I think it's
probably-
1 success.
I
So-
That's all she needs.
It is all she needs as as she transforms from average person size to just
The nightmare
worm,
crocodile.
like almost worm size. WYRM. Just
Oh,
fucking poof, as the walls blow out from this fucking crocodile.
even Hook's like, well, fuck that.
An iron hook just skitters across the distance as the walls just sort of blow out. Marcia, the crocodile. You don't know where you start and this crocodile begins or ends, or it is what you are for the moment. You are teeth, so many teeth. And you hear something ticking. And with a swallow, it goes down your throat.
Great. Perfect.
Hook seems to vanish. You don't know where he's gone, but he's no longer tentacling you like a cheap manga.
I've seen enough hentai to know where this is going.
As the dreaming just sort of acquiesces to this narrative, and you find yourself ticking along.
Great. So I do have to run.
Okay.
On that note.
Oh god, but that's gonna be so beautiful. It's like, oh god, it's an uncontrolled unleashing too. So who knows what the side effects are of this?
Yes. And I will leave character control for the purposes of the scene. Like, Carol, do what you need with her.
Okay.
I trust you to do cool shit. And yeah, I'm gonna go play more tabletop games.
All right.
Have fun.
Have a good one. Good playing with ya. Oh god, literally the crocodile. Yes.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Since you're still in the hospital, Tasha, you hear just from a floor below you.
But isn't this like 15 minutes earlier?
I don't know. Time is fluid. Oh yeah,
Cool,
it would have
no
been
problem.
like. It would have been.
That would
like,
probably been when we were sneaking around, but having to find Joey. So,
Okay, so I guess rewind. Do you want to rewind your conversation with Joey?
well, technically, it would probably just go the same way because it's not affecting us in any way.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
guys are out of the radius.
Cool. I need to find proof that these people are evil. So either on a computer that I can hack into, or like files, old-fashioned files.
Well, you were told that there's a video. You know, it's at that.
Yeah, I don't know how incriminating that's gonna be though. I kind of want to find like go up to the offices and see if I can't find incriminating evidence on.
Okay, well, offices are on the first floor from where you heard the loud come from. And by the way, there is a lot of havoc
third floor.
happening now. Just
Sure. No
This is
problem.
not a drill.
Fine.
Operation
I won't go to
Operation TikTok is in effect.
go to the first floor and try to find incriminating evidence.
it's just like, yeah, as you go downstairs, you notice where that came from as you see just rubble and debris and the tip of, you don't know what the fuck that tail is, but just kind of as something just sort of slowly starts crawling away. But yeah,
Cool, that's fine.
this crocodile for this effect is roughly I'd say 100 feet long, maybe.
Oh crap!
Tight. No problem. This is fine.
Yeah,
That's bigger than buses.
it is.
That's. I think that's taller than like phone poles.
It's
longer
a
than a phone
giant
pole.
fuck. What part of giant and worm size did you not understand?
Cool. I'm so sad Patrick's not seeing this right now. But that's okay.
Well, I mean, you can hear it. You only got to fly for a turn. You're not that far away from the kaboom.
Well, I'm flying with him to get to a safe landing point because it's not going to last that long. But
Yeah, but I'm
Future.
saying
Yeah.
that 5 minutes away is not far enough away where you're not going to hear like, because that's a big noise of something much smaller suddenly becoming much larger.
Even Hook was like, "Well, fuck that shit. I'm out."
Especially. But anyways, so multiple offices are just dust, and like you can hear like creaking from the second floor as the second floor starts to sag into the area that's been destroyed.
Cool. That's fine. I want to find a computer that looks relatively out of the way of a collapsing floor, at least for the moment.
Several floors down, you see a locked office that says Dr. Laney Jones on it.
Cool. Let's go there.
The
I've heard that name before.
Yeah, it's your great-great-grandmother. Anyways,
She's dead now.
She is very dead.
I noticed.
There's a bunch of boxes of like the various bric-a-brac of the office that's been packed away. But the computer is still there.
Cool. Can I do a hacker thing?
Tell me what you want to do.
I want to find incriminating evidence. I want to go on the computer and go into like documents, files, and like try and look through the computer, see if there are records of those human trials, perhaps, or like the records of those horrible dog trials, or evidence that this wasn't approved by an IRB.
The computer is locked. You notice that on top of the computer is a little it looks like an eyepiece.
Okay. Should I just pull a Spider-Man and take the whole thing?
Whatever you want to do. It's worked very well when people have stolen from these people before.
What's the worst that can happen? Oh, the nanas.
Does the eyepiece, does it look like it's connected to like an alarm system?
No, the eyepiece looks like it's connected via USB to the computer.
Okay, cool. It's an eye scanner. I don't know how similar my eye is. I'll try it. If I'm sure that it's not gonna like set off an alarm being like intruder alert, because that would suck.
I mean, I think they have enough issues going on right now.
That's fair too. I'll try my eye up to it.
As you put your eye up to it, you hear the computer like sort of turn on, like the memory is whatever is it's unlocking, the fan whirs and all that crap. And the boot up screen actually says, "Welcome, Natasha."
What the fuck? And she says that like under her breath, like, what the fuck? What the fuck is going on?
On the main window, there's only a single file, and it says, "For Tasha."
Well, this is a fucking trap. I'm gonna click on it.
There's a little video of a woman with blonde hair, and it's pulled into a tight bun. She wears sensible spectacles, and behind her sits, what Nana looked like about roughly 2 weeks ago. Give or take some scarring. Hello, my darling granddaughter. If you're looking at this, I can only imagine what series of events has occurred. I am your great-great-grandmother. At one point, they called me Wendy. At others, red-handed Jill. But now, I work for somebody who serves as much as he is served. Dr. J. A. Hook. I can only imagine that you may have strong opinions on the matter. I took precautions with all of the family members that have come since Jane here, and have visited each of you upon, well, birth, to make sure that anyone of my heritage could get into this computer. Trust Hook. He will make sure that you have a strong future. Isn't that right, Jane? And the video closes.
Well, fuck that. We're going in and seeing if we can bypass that eye scanner and get
right.
into actual incriminating evidence.
You want to knock or craft that crap?
Hell yes.
Okay.
Hey, you piece of fucking shit!
That's not what I wanted to see, you son of a bitch.
What is it, like manipulation or something like that, right?
Hold on,
intimidation.
It's intelligence crafts or intimidation.
Mm-hmm.
Can I perhaps do intelligence crafts?
You can.
Cool. I feel like I need to spend willpower on this, even though I have a lot of dice, so I'm gonna spend willpower.
Okay.
What's the diff?
Standard.
Okay.
Listen here, you son of a bitch.
So 3 successes, including the willpower, unless I don't think analytical or it's not a mechanism. So it's probably just 3.
Okay. Well, yeah. Okay. Analytical will count. So yeah. It takes a while and a little bit of tinkering as you hear more of, like, as you hear the second floor buildings in the offices down finally just boom, resulting in even more chaos. You hear sirens and alarms going off. You hear what seems to be sort of like low growling, and so many kid noises suddenly occur. Just havoc and chaos. But the kids all seem to be, like, all the kid noises seem to be moving along with the growling until they're, like, you can hear in the distance, like, it seems like they're all in the same area. Who knows what that's about?
Yeah.
But yeah, as all that's going on, you stay focused and manage to get into the computer. And there are access to, like, clinical files. There's some video. There's so much. There's the dogs. There's the horses. There are videos of the trials with the horses.
I want to get as much as I can onto a little flash drive. Whatever I think is relevant. So, like, anything about human trials, I'm interested in.
Mm-hmm.
Anything about hold on, was it the dogs or the horses that was the bad one? I took notes. Hold on.
Both were bad.
Well, no, one of them was like, this was great. But then
the
the
horses
other one,
were great, and the dogs were redacted.
Yeah,
that's what I thought. So information on human trials, dog trials,
side effects.
yeah.
What is this stuff actually made of?
Yeah, and yet things that I think are relevant that are gonna fit. So maybe not a whole lot of video footage, maybe only video footage of, like, human and dog trials, because video footage is gonna take up more space on the little flash drive.
All right. You're able to get about 70% of the information on the thumb drive you have on you.
Cool. All right, now I'm gonna GTFO.
As you slink out, utilizing chaos and shadows, you notice that there are several just grotesque-looking hounds sort of making a snarling circle around just so many kids.
Sorry, around so many what?
Kids.
Children. Chillin'.
Is Nana any of these dogs?
No, Nana's sort of when it comes to the other dogs.
Okay. Do the other dogs look like they are going to attack these children?
No, it looks as though like they're growling in order to herd them.
Oh, okay. Where does it look like they're taking them?
They're where they're being taken. They're staying put.
Okay. I mean, I don't think I want to interfere with that.
Not yet. We're not ready for this.
I don't think that's a good idea. So I'm just gonna make sure no one important is in that circle of kids, and then continue to GTFO.
Well, you do see Emma amongst the circle of kids.
Oh God.
But she's like in the middle of the circle. Like other
Yeah,
kids are sort of like gathered around her. That whole she bullshit.
Can I mooch Emma? Is that how mooch works?
I don't think it does. I think mooch is like objects.
I just thought I'd ask.
I'm actually curious. I'm going to look at that. That's Ledgerman. Mooch provides a quick, easy method of paying for a meal or collecting an impressive
One
set of...
inanimate object from the possession of the target to the change. Like, yeah, I guess not.
Kill her.
Just take her heart. What?
And then she becomes
You
an
heard
anime.
me. She doesn't need it. She hasn't been using it for the last few sessions.
Actually, interesting question. Just because I can, because I don't know what the hell these dogs are, because they're not behaving in normal dog fashion.
Oh yeah. Describe the dogs, Terrell.
Can I look at them? What's a good bunk for this? I'll just take out my binoculars that I have in my bag because I have a stupid long item list.
Okay.
and sort of zero in on one of the dogs and try to automize them to see. I don't think I have whatever realm I need to look at them right, because they're like actor 5,000.
Or worse.
I don't know what they would be.
Well, let's just assume I have to spend glamour.
I think you said they were prop because they're more machine now than man.
Well, they're more corpse now than werewolf.
Yeah.
But what does atomize do again?
I'm looking. It looks for weaknesses.
Okay.
Let me read it. I mean, I don't. Lily knows what things are, but Tosh has no idea. If using the glamour of autumn into her eyes, the changeling attunes her senses to decay and doom. She can see the illness and infirmity in those around her, recognize the weakness and stress point of object, or even recognize those marked by some great or impending doom.
All right.
Oh, they're all doomed.
Well, okay, yeah, but like,
well,
try to get some further sense of that, maybe, depending on what the things are.
Oh God.
Yeah, more detailed information, the more successes I roll.
Okay.
Yes. Cool. I'm assuming they're more than prop too, right?
Yes. So spend that glamour point.
Yes. So I'll do 4d10 equal to. Is it just a one thing
with the one.
So 7? No, 6. Unless more.
Yes, 6. Go.
More successes.
Right. Excellent. As you look at them, silver. Silver is their weakness.
Okay. Now I have the in-character information that I need. Excellent. All right.
Oh wait,
cool.
You have a silver bread knife.
Oh, I'm sure you can take them all on.
I'm not going to attack a whole pack of dogs.
They can see you. It's fine. I'm just kidding.
They can't see me. Oh yeah.
Just
no problem.
Just go full Patrick on this. It's good.
That'll be fine. Nah, I'm good. I'm ready. I'm ready to GTFO.
Okay. I'm not going to make you roll for that since you've got the shadows and it's like difficulty 2, and that's ridiculous. So, because technically you don't have to roll if you have enough dice to cover like the basics of it. So, yeah, and nobody seems to be following you out.
Cool. No one that I can see, anyway.
Yeah, well, nobody can see you, so.
That's fair. Try and meet up, I guess, at Marcia's house? Or see if Patrick's around? I can't call Patrick, so actually, I'll turn to Nana and be like, "Can you sniff out where Patrick is? Is that a thing that you can do? Can you track Patrick, please?"
She's just watching the sky.
She just like.
Also, are you my grandmother? I'm very confused about this whole situation, but
Found out my
What
grandma's a
about
dog.
that,
There's a lot going on with me right now.
it's been a long night, but I have incriminating evidence.
Saw just the hugest tail. My grandma's a dog. I don't know.
I don't know what's going on.
It's a lot to process. It just reminds me of like Ghostbuster 2. It's like, one time I turned into a dog and they helped me.
Yep.
It's good. It's good. Solid storytelling for me.
Well, sadly, they've only were flying for like maybe about a minute before the magic wore off based on those successes. So, still, that's at least a good distance away, and it's probably not too hard for those two to Nana and her to catch up with Patrick and Joey at the moment, considering that Joey can't walk and Patrick's probably making sure he's okay, and they're probably talking about the flight.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, "Did you hear that explosion? It was huge."
Thank God you guys are okay.
You hear like the quiet like moving past, but it doesn't seem to be going for you. It just moves past.
And then you see. Oh,
in that direction, I was like, I don't know what the fuck that is. I don't know what the fuck just happened. What I do know is that you're safe. We have incriminating evidence, and my grandmother's a dog. Let's go.
Wait, Jane's your grandmother?
Apparently.
Patrick's picking up Joey, and they go.
Actually,
So
can we put Joey on Nana? Is Nana big enough for Joey to
mean,
ride on?
Joey is wicked uncomfortable around Nana.
That's fair.
Just like as soon as you arrive with Nana, Joey seems almost catatonic with fear. Like fucking
Nice.
delirium.
Nana, sit, roll over.
The delirium is in full force.
Yeah.
Come on, let's go to Marcy's.
Yeah, he's not saying anything.
Yep.
Great, let's go to Marcy's.
He's in that.
He can't run.
He can't run. Now all he can do is just hold on for dear life.
Roll fucking stamina to see if you can handle like the ah!
I mean, if you want.
Let's see, what would that be? Stamina? Just probably straight stamina.
Okay. Oh well, I actually have 3 dice. Okay.
Good.
See how this goes. Good. See how it goes. No successes.
Yeah, so
It's rough going from time to time.
Yeah, like he's probably going to leave little fingertip sized bruises in your shoulder.
I'll take a bruised health level. Why not?
Yeah. Just the sheer amount of fear causing him to cling desperately. And it's a little hard to hear over the screaming.
Mm-hmm.
But luckily it keeps the streets clear, so you're good. It takes about 45 minutes to get back to Marcia's As you're walking in that direction, you pass the lot in which there are several circus tents erected, and they're very familiar circus tents, Patrick.
And yeah, he looks at that for a moment, and he's seeing them. Could you hold Joey for just a moment?
What are you gonna do?
I know those tents.
Okay. I guess we can fucking investigate. Nana, go with him. Watch him. I'm gonna see if I can get Joey to call his parents and let his parents know that he's okay.
How did he get out? He hasn't even walked.
Don't worry about it.
It's fine.
So fine. I'm collateral contact. We never put you as collateral contact. Too bad.
Don't worry about it.
So yeah, but yeah, you know, Patrick goes, and you know, the magic's still going on there, but he's sneaking in to the into the circus.
I forgot what it was called. Something like the Starling Circus or something like that.
I think it was the Butterfly Circus.
Okay. Oh, yes. So there's several shows going on. There's people trying to bring people into the tents. There's jugglers and acrobats, and come see the flying masons. And, step right up. Show is in 20 minutes. Don't be there, be square. There's people running booths. They're all such familiar faces. They're running the test your strength booth is the man who taught you, if you're going to slash somebody's tires.
Yes.
None of them seem to really be noticing you as you blend in with the crowd, and the shadows have kind of covered you.
Yeah, no, it's amazing. He's just like, he hasn't rushed up to anyone, but he's just amazed. How long has it been? And you know, he's looking around. He's like, and he realizes, Mom and Dad, and they're saying, come see the Flying Masons. They're probably getting ready in their trailer before they go out. They always do. And he starts running through the crowds and everything to get to the trailer, and he wants to make sure they're actually in there first before he just goes bursting in. He wants to surprise them because he hasn't seen them for so long. So he gets to the window, and he manages to get onto shimmy along the edge of it, because it's one of those like mobile trailers and stuff like that, and he starts looking in through the window to see if he can see them.
As you're running along, Bella flies up ahead of you, and you don't even notice as she's making these little periodic stops, knocking little papers down, and they always land face down on the ground before you get to your parents' tent, their trailer. A small detail, but you're focused elsewhere. And as you look, you see your mother. She's got her hair up in some curlers, so she'll look nice. She's wearing the acrobatic sequined thing. It always shimmers in just a way that it almost reminds you of Bella. That sort of, your mother's always sparkled, and she's singing a song that she used to sing to you every night before bed. And you remember that song. You heard it every night for 10 years. And it almost feels as though you never left. It's just another night with your mother singing to you. But just before she finishes the song, she reaches down and bends over to a bassinet. She picks up a little red-haired baby and kisses him on the top of the head.
And Patrick, at first, seeing this moment, he's almost like never left. And there's so much joy, hearing that song sung for him every night. She never stopped singing it for him, and then he sees the newborn. Well, maybe not newborn, maybe it's a year or two older, But suddenly his heart sinks. And what joy he had from hearing the song as he realizes that song wasn't for him. It was for the baby. Baby. They had no younger siblings. They replaced him. And that's the worst thought. He'd been gone so long that he was replaced. They replaced him. And in those beautiful green eyes, filled with such youth, tears start to well up, and he doesn't even take a moment. He, confused, hurt, and he runs back through the crowds. She's jostling. They don't necessarily see exactly what knocked into them or anything like that. It's only because of his remarkable balance that he doesn't slip into the mud or anything like that. But his vision is just completely blurred by tears and the colors and the lights and the sounds. He doesn't even know how long he's been running. He doesn't even know how long it is until he finally gets out of the circus, and he just doesn't stop running. He doesn't stop running. He's just going anywhere but there, anywhere from the place that replaced him.
As he books it out of the circus at top speed, those papers that Bella had been removing seem to dance in the wind left behind him. And it's almost sad that Patrick is so distracted, blinded by tears, because each and every one of those flyers, cluttering every post of that circus, have his picture. Have you seen me, Patrick Mason? I think this is where we're going to end our scene. Thank you, players, for playing. Thank you, watchers, for watching. Old habit. We'll see you next time.